Okay, Hare Krishna, welcome to Gita Gyan level 3. Okay, so the Gyan is not only on Bhagavad Gita. Now we have like level 3, we have lots of other scriptures and Bhagavatam. Okay, all right, so do we have any volunteers to lead mini Kirtan for us from Nama Om?
I can, Mataji. Can
Okay,
you hear me?
can.
Okay. Yeah, because I missed last week, right? So I missed the same.
Yeah, I think your battery went off, right?
Yeah, halfway. Okay.
Okay.
So I said from Namo Om, is it?
Yes, yes.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pachatyade Satarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pachatyade Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
One more time, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Haribo. Thank you, Jagadish Mataji. Hare Krishna. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so let us take blessings from our founder Acharyas. Before that, I offer my obeisance to my Guru Maharaj. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vigna Vinashimha Iti Namine Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so do you all remember what we covered last week on Tulasi Maharani? What are some glories of Tulasi Devi that you can remember? You all happen to go through the PDF after the class or before today's class? Some of it. What are some glory? Any of these points that you can remember? What did the Kumaras experience? What are the story exemplifies how a single Tulasi leaf surpasses everything in value? Does anyone recall anything from last week?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Circumventing Tulsi Devi can irradiate sins even though we once kill a Brahmana.
Okay. Circumventing Tulasi Maharani, worshipping Tulasi can burn all the sins. Okay. How about okay, anybody else on the what did the Kumaras experience? Remember, they went to see the Lord at Vaikunta. What happened there? How they transformed? Anybody remembers that? What was the transformation?
By smelling Tulsi, in the smell of the Tulsi leaves brings them to more advanced in spiritual.
Okay, thank you, Mataji said. So the point is that they got the smell of Tulasi leaf. But what was the transformation? Anybody else? Prema Papu Mataji, do you remember the story? What was the transformation?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
They have experienced a change in their body and in their mind, even though they were attached to the impersonal Brahman.
Yes, so they were attached to impersonal Brahman concept of worship of the Lord. And what did they transform to? What was the changes?
They saw the Lord's transcendental body again and again. They've started to meditate on him.
Okay, in what form? In what aspect? Earlier they were impersonal, right? They were worshipping the Lord in the impersonal form. So what was the transformation? What was the end product after that? What was the result? Anybody else to help, Mataji? Gunalan Prabhu, do you remember anything on this story? Yashoda Mai Mataji?
Change to division service. Service a lot. Yes.
Not quite. I'm looking for the right term. Yashoda Mai Mataji? What was the transformation? So yes, they were worshipping the Lord from the aspect of impersonal. Then what happened to them? What was the opposite of? Yes, Mataji, Sirisha Mataji.
So they were able to see the Lord's body and they started meditating on him and they were able to go to Vaikuntha Loka.
They were at Vaikuntha Loka. Actually, they visited the Lord at Vaikuntha Loka. So they were always there because they're liberated souls. Okay. So after I explained, I also played a 30-second Prabhupada's video. And Prabhupada also said, from impersonalists, they become something else. What was that? We need to...
If I just...
Punita Mataji? There's a lot of echo there. You want to type that out? All right. Prema Mataji, you're driving but you're unmuted. They realize the Bhagavan aspect. Okay. They know that the Lord is Bhagavan. What else? Yeah, they became personalists. From impersonalists, they became personalists. Okay, so that is the concept that they have. That was the changes that happened to them. Okay, they were worshiping the Lord from the aspect of impersonalism. Remember what is impersonalism? What is it actually? It's referring to the formless, okay, formless God. So now after when they smell the Tulasi leaf, the smell of the aroma of Tulasi leaf that touched the Lord's feet, not just ordinary Tulasi leaf, in the garden or whatsoever, the Tulasi leaf that was placed on the Lord's lotus feet, that smell came to them. All right. And then they had the change of heart. Okay. So this is what I was trying to explain. Okay. So we covered the first two. What other story exemplifies how a single Tulasi surpasses everything in value? So what story we covered here?
Can I, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
So here actually the story, what we came across is the Satyabhama was one of the wife of Krishna, and she wanted to own Krishna completely. So with that thought process, she, with the help of Narada Muni, she tries to do some, some puja and that Tulabaram thing where, she has to buy Krishna from Narada Muni. So she'll try to use all the jewelry and whatever wealth she has, and that will no way be equal to Krishna in the Tulabaram. And then finally, with the help of with the advice of Narada Muni, she goes to Rukmini and get a leaf of Tulasi, and she keeps it on the I'm not sure what you call it in English, Mataji. So I'm getting the Tulabaram thing only.
Tulabaram, yeah.
Yeah, so
Weighing scale. Yeah.
Weighing scale. She keeps it on the weighing scale, and with just one Tulasi leaf, it will be equal to Krishna's weight. So then she'll be able to
weigh up to the Tulasi leaf. Actually, the Tulasi leaf weighs more than Krishna.
So that then she'll understand the value of Tulasi, and she will understand it's not so easy to take Krishna from by using wealth or whatever material means. Yeah. So then the essence of Tulasi Devi also will be realized to Satyabhama and everyone in the world.
Yes. So it was the advice of Krishna. Krishna suggested, why don't you ask Rukmini like that? Okay. So that's how she went to approach Rukmini. Okay. So Krishna can only be purchased by Bhakti. So Tulasi represent Bhakti. What was the origin of Tulasi Devi? Who did Tulasi Devi came from? Or whose expansion was Tulasi Devi rather? Tamari Mataji, do you remember?
I don't know. I think it's Vrinda Devi or something.
Yes, correct. It's Vrinda Devi. Thank you, Mataji. Very good. So who was Vrinda Devi? Who can tell me in one line?
The devotee of Krishna.
Yeah, what was her job scope in Goloka Vrindavan? You were talking about her job scope. What is she? What's her role in Goloka Vrindavan? Gandhi Mataji, were you here last week?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. No, I was not.
Oh, you're not here. So did you look at the PDF we shared in the group?
I looked at the PDF and I wanted to ask you if you can send me the recording or not. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's all in the YouTube uploaded already, and the link is in our group description. Yeah, so you can catch that later. Okay. Jagadish Mataji. Oh, Jagadish I hope you were still around when we were doing Vrinda Devi last week. So what was her role in Goloka Vrindavan, Mataji?
I was around, but I'm sorry, Mataji, I cannot remember. I didn't go through the PDF today also.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay, who is that? Charana Mataji.
He sends parrot to collect all the needs from everywhere.
Okay, so what does she do? What is her role in Krishna Seva?
To serve Radha and Krishna
How?
by collecting news from Paris. What's going on there?
Nahi.
Was that she used to tell the pastime of Krishna or something?
No,
Mm.
somebody else. Try. Shirisha Mataji, what do you remember about Vrinda Devi? What's her role in Goloka Vrindavan? It was very nice, sweet stories in the beginning, right? Why everybody forgot? I want to cry.
She was the orchestrator of Radha Krishna's pastimes, Mataji.
Yeah, she's the orchestrator. She's the director of the screenplay of Radharani's pastime. Always remember in Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna's activity is always having fun. Okay, having relationship with his devotees, especially Radharani, and Vrinda Devi is always there to arrange the stage for the pastime. She will. There's a nice description that if she wants the wind blows this way, or she wants the flowers to fall this way, or the trees to be bent this way, to give a nice ambience for Krishna to perform his pastime. This is all under the direction of Vrinda Devi. This is what she does. All right. So like that, her mercy is on us in the form of Tulasi Devi to engage us in the seva, because that's what she does. All right, she is serving the Lord, and she is engaging us all in serving the Lord by appearing as Tulasi Devi. Okay, so that is how she is bestowing her blessings in the forms of bhakti, in the form of Tulasi Devi to us on the earth. Okay, so this is the understanding of Tulasi Devi. All right, so please try to go back and look at the PDF again. So I do spend instead based on the basic framework given to us, I usually expand on the PowerPoint. I usually enhance it. I usually add on a lot of things. So please try to go back and read. Okay. All right. So thank you for the recap. Now we are entering, actually, this will be our week 16, but what happened was I used my discretion to skip that week 16 and we are going to week 17. I will bring back the week 16 when I think that everybody is ready to do that. All right. All right. So that's why you will see on the slide, it looks as week 17, but we are actually on week 16. All right. So speak your mind topic. Have you ever lied and were you caught? What happened? No need to be so personal, okay? Just put it as fun, right? Or you have caught somebody lying. So what was that consequence? What happened after that? Anybody would like to share? I shared this topic earlier in the groups. Anybody prepared on that topic? Just a short one will do. You don't have to, have a really big speech or what. What was the feel after get caught or catching people lying? Any teachers or mothers? I'm sure you're caught.
I have one, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, if you don't mind.
Yeah, but this one, this is more to my, as a mother, I think everybody experienced this, right? Yeah. I have two daughters, and one is very manipulative and she knows her way out. The other one, the elder one, she's very straight. She lie means can see from her face one. So she tak pandai lah. She's not good at lying. So one day I was teaching tuition. So I teach accounts tuition. Everybody was, we were doing online. So she was sitting beside me. So I asked them a question. Have you done this question? And this should be it. So what is the entries or transactions? And then she kept saying something. But I noticed that it was not right. So she was just sitting next to me, yeah, and she was pretending to look at the book. So I kind of got suspicious. So I asked her, can you tell me the debit and credit now? And then she went like, yeah, I can. Then show me the book. She didn't want to show me the book. She said, no, I've written and I can, and I'm telling you, so why must you see the book? I said, well, I have a feeling that you have not done it because you are too good. You cannot answer like this. I know your level. So then when she opened, she has no choice but to see, and there were other students in the class. So when I opened the book, I didn't say anything. So I was really mad. I said, you shouldn't lie. If you didn't do the work, you must admit you didn't do the work. Don't pretend to tell and assume. So she felt very bad because regardless of the tuition, she's my daughter. So, but for me, I really do not, I care less. When it comes to tuition, everybody is equal. So then I told her, you can pack the bag and you can get out of the class. So she felt embarrassed. She felt I shouldn't have lied in the first place, because she just told me later on, how did you know that I was lying? She asked me. I said, well, mother got instinct. They will know.
6, 7 cents.
So the mothers will know whether you have done the work or whether you are lying, because we read you all so well. So that she felt guilty. And I think after that class, she never tried to do. If she doesn't know, she just tells she doesn't know.
Yeah, that's nice, right, Mataji? Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking. The first feel that comes after you're getting caught or after being caught, after catching them lying, the first feel is embarrassment. We feel embarrassed, right? So some lies are harmless. They only cause embarrassment or shame or loss of reputation, like that. But some lies can cause harm. It can cause trouble to others. It can cause unhappiness to others. Okay, so is there anybody else who would like to share, or I can conclude and we can move on? Anybody else there to share? Okay, so if not, I will move on. Yeah. So lying is one of the activity that we consider as bad. All right, because it will land us in embarrassment. Take it further, causes trouble and unhappiness. Okay, so this week we are going to see the 4 major causes of trouble in this age. All right, so with that, we are entering this topic, Kali's 4 legs. Kali, not goddess Kali. Kali. Kali means, what is Kali?
Yuga.
Yeah, it's Kali Yuga. All right. So we have to relate these 4 legs to the 4 pillars of spiritual life. Okay. So Kali's 4 legs means the 4 legs of destruction, 4 activities that destroy 4 pillars of spiritual life. So we will see what are these 4 pillars of spiritual life and what are the 4 activities that will destroy these activities respectively. Okay, which activity will destroy which pillar? Okay, so this is the understanding. We're going to learn 4 pillars of Kali Yuga and 4 pillars of religious principles, 4 pillars of sins in Kali Yuga. Okay, and by end of the topic, you will be able to understand the importance of following the 4 regulative principles. Okay, we have mentioned these terms previously many times. So now we will see a little detail on that, right? But it's not entirely new to you with that, right? So today, let's start with a story about the personality of Kali. So this Kali Yuga, 5,000 years ago, appeared as a person of Kali Yuga, where his influence was very rampant everywhere. Okay. So before we go into Kali, the personality of Kali, we need to know about Maharaja Parikshit. Okay, you all know Maharaja Parikshit, right? He is the very reason why we have Bhagavatam now. Okay, because of course, Sukadeva Goswami was explaining that to a group of sages, and Sutta Goswami was in that group, one of the sages in that group. Okay, he heard from Sukadeva Goswami. Okay, later when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in how many days?
7 days.
Yeah, in 7 days, he went and sat at the bank of river Ganges, and he started asking the sages there, what should I do? I only have 7 days to live. Is there anything that I can do to perfect my life? So he was not very depressed that he's going to die. All right, he didn't go and bargain for extra time from the Muni's son, right? I forgot his name. Okay, so so while this was happening, we need to know what is Maharaja Parikshit was doing in the beginning. Okay, so this is in Canto 1. Canto 1, chapter 16. This is where the Kali influence, the information about Kali's influence starting. Okay, so it begins like this. While Maharaja Parikshit, this is in text 1, right? Maharaja Parikshit began to rule the world as a great devotee of the Lord under the instruction of the best of the twice born Brahmanas. Okay, so here you will see that the king those days, they rule the world under the advice of twice born Brahmanas. Means the king rules the world with the expert advice of spiritualists. Okay, so he ruled. How he ruled with great qualities. Okay, so when he was born, the astrologers already predicted that he's going to be a wonderful king. So he got very wonderful qualities, and that's how he was ruling the entire world. Okay, those days, the entire world under one king. Okay. All right, so can we have somebody to read this one? Gandhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sutta Goswami said, while Maharaja Parikshit was residing in the capital of the Kuru Empire, the symptoms of the age of Kali began to infiltrate within the jurisdiction of his state. When he learned about this, he did not think the matter very palatable. This did, however, give him a chance to fight. He took up his bow and arrows and prepared himself for military activities.
Okay, so this, thank you, Mataji. So this verse explains how Maharaja Parikshit was ruling and how he got the news that Kali's influence are spreading already. Okay, and what is he doing about it? Okay, so we need to understand the state of administration of Maharaja Parikshit was so perfect that he was sitting on his throne peacefully. It was so good. All right, but then he got news that the symptoms of Kali started infiltrating the jurisdiction of his state. Wherever he is ruling, he came to know, okay, this country has Kali symptoms, started showing its ugly heads. And he did not like this news. As a righteous king, he did not like it. So he goes out, and he wants to finish off these symptoms of Kali, this little signs of Kali present. All right. So talking about the symptoms, right? We want to know what is the symptom we are talking about. Okay. What we need to know is age of Kali literally means age of quarrel. Okay. Everywhere quarrel, sikit, fight. Okay. Now also we're having some fight. Okay. And if you boil down all the reasons for these fightings, it will come to four main activities. Okay, these are the four main activities. Okay, illicit connections with women or men. All right, that means connection outside wedding lock. All right, or before wedding lock. All right, indulgence in meat eating, intoxication. Okay, intoxication means you all understand, right? Smoking, drugs, drinking. Okay, so basically all this comes under intoxication. Taking pleasure in gambling. Okay, so basically these are the four root causes that can lead to quarrel. All right. Okay, so Maharaja Parikshit heard that. Okay, I'm hearing some sound from somewhere. Is it mine? No, right? Is it my sound? Anybody? Okay.
No, Mataji, not yours.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So the age of Kali literally means the age of quarrel. And these are the four symptoms that are the root cause for all kinds of quarrel. So Maharaja Parikshit heard that some of the people of the state had already taken to that symptoms, and he wanted to take immediate step against such causes of unrest. Okay, so that means until the regime of Maharaja Parikshit, such symptoms of public life were practically unknown. There were no symptoms of this kind of activities in his regime, during his reign. And so when it was slightly detected, he wanted to root them out. He wants to stop it immediately. Okay, so this is the root causes for all kinds of quarrel. So apart from this, okay, Srila Prabhupada also explained that with the progress of the age of Kali, 4 things will gradually diminish. Okay, so I hope you are trying to remember or taking note down or somewhere. It will be useful for our recap later and next week. And also we want to know why these things happening in Kali. That's because this is already predicted in Bhagavatam, documented 5,000 years ago. Okay, before the Kali started deteriorating, this has been predicted. Okay, so shouldn't be surprised. So what are the 4 things that will gradually diminish? Duration of life. What was the duration of life in Satya Yuga? Who knows? Who remembers?
1,000 years or 10,000 years?
10,000, I think.
Satya Yuga.
Means 10,000.
No.
100,000.
100,000. Treta Yuga?
10,000.
10,000. Dwapara Yuga?
Think few. No, Kali is 100.
1,000.
Yes.
Minus 1 0 at the back.
Correct. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
100,000, 10,000, 1,000, and 100,000. So, sorry, 100. 100
100.
was, well, basically the beginning of the Kali. But it is stated in Bhagavatam that at the end of Kali, nobody will stay beyond how many years? Who knows? Give a guess. Give a guess.
50. 50 years.
50. Yes. Who can find out the verse from the Bhagavatam? It's 50. All right. Although in some lectures, in one lecture, Prabhupada said some can't even go past 20, 30 years. So that will be that bad. All right. So duration of life will be reduced. Okay. Oh, next, mercy. How this mercy is reducing in this age of Kali. For example, you have seen so many CCTV recordings. Somebody will be robbed and attacked and, killed or murdered. You will see passerby standing next. They will not move, they will not budge an inch to go and lend a hand. So this is one crude example. Mercy is reducing. Okay, this will be diminished according to the progress of the age of Kali. Okay, next is memory. If you know, in the beginning, the Veda, the scriptures all were cascaded down by guru to disciple in the form of hearing. All right, because they had wonderful memory power. But later on, they have to be put in books because it is expected that men in Kali, their memory will be so bad. All right, that they have to look at the books because they have memory power, very bad memory power. Okay, even what we did last week, sometimes we have difficulty in remembering now. So this is why we have to keep reading, keep hearing, okay, keep refreshing our memory. So the memory is so bad. This is the one of the things that will gradually diminish. Finally, of course, the moral or religious principles. Okay, so these are the 4 things. All right, so you can try to remember these. So this is some introduction about Maharaja Parikshit, how he received the news of Kali. Okay, now he is going on. Now that he already got the news, right? Now he wants to go out and eradicate these symptoms of Kali from the roots. Okay, while it's still slowly showing its ugly heads here and there. So chapter 17 is punishment and reward of Kali. That means the Kali is being punished. The personality of Kali is being punished and he's also being rewarded. So how that happens, okay, we will see that. We will not go too much into detail because this is not Bhagavatam class, but it has to be related to Bhagavatam, okay? Punishment and reward of Kali. So this is what I explained earlier. At the beginning of Kali Yuga, Maharaja Parikshit wanted to contain the effects of Kali. Okay, he heard the news and he wants to go out and fight. And he went out searching where the personality of Kali is. Okay, so the places that he went and conquered, the symptoms are there. Okay, he managed to re-establish things there, but he was still looking for the personality of Kali, the person who's causing all this. All right, so he sat on a, who has Bhagavatam in their hand right now? Anybody has?
I
No?
have.
Okay, can read Canto 1, chapter 16, text 11.
Chapter
Chapter 16, text
in
11.
11.
Not 17, 16. We want to read the description how Maharaja Parikshit went out to fight.
Maharaja Parikshit sat on a chariot drawn by black horses. His flag was marked with the sign of a lion. Being so decorated and surrounded by charioteers, cavalry, elephants, and infantry soldiers, he left the capital to conquer in all directions.
Yeah, so that's how he had his black horse. So we went out to conquer the Kali in all directions. Okay, so thus he did conquer some places. Mataji, please go to chapter 17, text 12. If anybody else have Bhagavatam in your hand, please put in the chat, then we can take turn reading.
Hold on, chapter 17, text
12.
The so-called administrators are now bewildered by the influence of this
Text 12, Mataji, chapter 17, text 12. Is that the one? 12, 12.
12. Is it Maharaja Parikshit then conquered all parts of the earthly planet? Maharaja Parikshit then conquered all parts of the earthly planet. Bhadrasva, Ketumala, Bharada, the northern Guru, Kimpurusa, etc., and exacted tributes from their respective rulers.
Okay, sorry, Mati. Okay, all right. So here, first description about how the Lord went on the horse to conquer all the direction, and then it is mentioned that he indeed conquered some places. Okay, and then there were, so wherever he went to conquer the world, right, the place, he was being fed with the glory, the stories and glories about his forefathers. Who are his forefathers? All the Pandavas. He also got to know the glories of Lord Krishna people were talking about. All right, Mataji, can you read 13 to 15? Wherever the king visited.
Wherever the king visited, he continuously heard the glories of his great forefathers, who were all devotees of the Lord, and also of the glorious acts of Lord Krishna. He also heard how he himself had been protected by the Lord from the powerful heat of the weapon of Aswatthama. People also mentioned the great affection between the descendants of Vrishni and Pratha due to the latter's great devotion to Lord Kesava. The king, being very pleased with the singers of such glories, opened his eyes in great satisfaction. Out of magnanimity, he was pleased to award them very valuable necklaces and clothing.
Right. So two things. They were talking great about his fathers and uncles and everything. And they were also talking about how the Lord has personally given associations to them. And that the Lord has come personally to help to protect King Parikshit when he was in the mother's womb, Uttara's womb, when the Brahmastra released Pratama was trying to come to destroy him. So like this, he was hearing a lot of glory. So like this, he was going on the process. Okay, as he was going, he was passing his days like this. He was hearing the good things about his forefathers, and he was being absorbed in the thought of the. Then he saw a place. He came to a place where the master of Kali Yuga, the Kali personality, all right, he was even lower than Sudra. He was not in in anywhere of the Varnashram pyramid. He's very low, but he was dressed or disguised as a king. He was in a costume of a king, but he was hitting a bull. The bull was already lost 3 legs and was standing on only 1 leg. Okay, can you imagine? It has lost 3 legs, but it was standing on 1 leg. And next to the bull, there was a cow. Okay, cow crying. All right. So the king saw him and caught him and questioned him. All right. So in Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, Text 1, he observed that a man dressed like a king was beating a cow and a bull with a club as if they had no owner. Okay, this is a glimpse, a visual assistance. You can see how he was trying to hurt the cow and bull, and he was being stopped by King Parikshit. Okay, so this is how it looks like. All right. Charana Mataji, can you read for us this slide, please? This is a description about the bull.
Okay, Pranthati. The bull was white. The bull was as white as a white lotus flower. He was terrified of the Sudra who was beating him, and he was so afraid that he was standing on one leg, trembling and urinating.
Yes, so the bull was so scared that he is being attacked. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so Maharaja Parikshit stopped that guy and he started speaking. So in text 4, it is described like this. Maharaja Parikshit, well equipped with arrows and bow and seated on a gold embossed chariot. So you can see he's on a chariot and is being driven by horses, black horses, spoke to him, the Kali personified, with a deep voice sounding like thunder. So can we have somebody to read this, please? Anybody? Tamarai Mataji? Is it convenient to read?
Okay. Oh, who are you? You appear to be strong and yet dare kill. Within my protection, those who are helpless. By your dress, you pose yourself to be a godly man, but by your deed, you are opposite of the principle of twice-born Sastriya. You're rogue. Do you dare beat an innocent cow because Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the carrier of Gandiva bows, are out of sight? Since you are beating the innocent in a secluded place, you are considered a culprit and therefore deserve to be killed.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So Maharaja Parikshit is chastising the personality of Kali. How could you be beating these weak creatures? Okay, you are acting like a king, but you are worse than he's saying, no, your deeds are opposing the principles of the twice-born Kshatriyas. Okay, he's saying that you're not doing what a king is supposed to be doing. Okay. Okay, so after that, so you can read more, all right? We are not putting all the verses here. So fast forward. So he will turn to the bull and the cow. He will, Maharaja Parikshit will start addressing the cow and the bull. Okay, so here we will see how the 4 legs were initially was full in Satya Yuga and then later on reduced. All right, so we have Jaimani Mataji, you are here. Welcome. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Sorry, it's been quite a heavy time for me. It's okay, carry on. I'll just listen.
Oh, yeah, it's good to see you. Would you like to read, Mataji? Is it convenient for you to read?
This is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Ken? All right. In the age of Satya, your 4 legs were established by the 4 principles of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But it appears that 3 of your legs are broken due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. You are now standing on 1 leg only, which is your truthfulness, and you are somehow or other hobbling along. But quarrel personified Kali, flourishing by deceit, is also trying to destroy that leg.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you. I'm kind of lost, but I will try to put somewhere there. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, so Maharaja Parikshit say in the age of Satya Yuga, all 4 legs were flourishing. Okay, austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. So these 4 terms we have to remember. Okay, we will digest that later on in detail. Okay, then he says later on, your other 3 legs were broken due to all this activity. All right, pride. Okay, these are the causes: pride, lust for women, and intoxication. Okay, basically these are irreligions. All right. And then he say you are standing on 1 leg, which is the truthfulness. So you have to remember the other 3 legs are destroyed. So only truthfulness is standing, only truth is standing. Okay, but even that is also the Kali personified is trying to destroy. All right. So I mean, these are these things, right? These elements is trying to destroy this remaining leg as well, the pillar. All right. Okay, so Parikshit Maharaj wanted to kill the personality of Kali. Okay, can we have somebody to read this? Lakshmi Mataji, welcome. Is it convenient for you to read?
Yeah, sure. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Mataji, I was late today.
No problem, Mataji. Come
Okay.
read, Mataji.
Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Maharaj Parikshit, who could fight 1,000 enemies single-handedly, thus specified the personality of religion bull and the earth cow. Then he took up his sharp sword to kill the personality of Kali, who is the cause of all irreligion.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so here we can see Maharaja Parikshit is, I mean, we are referring to the bull as personality of religion and the cow as the earth, Gomata. That's why, okay. All right, so you remember whenever there is disturbances on the earth is burdened, right? The earth is burdened by the atrocities of a demonic king. So the earth will take a form of a cow and go and approach Lord Brahma. Okay, and then Lord Brahma will bring the request to Lord Vishnu at the which ocean?
Causal ocean.
No.
Milk ocean.
Milk ocean. Okay, so that's how. Okay, the earth will take a form of a cow. All right. The personality of religion is bull. So you try to distinguish that. Okay, so now the personality of Kali knows already that Maharaja Parikshit is going to kill him. So he has to say something. All right, so this is his request. Okay, let's see who else have not read. Rajina Mataji, you are there?
Mataji, what is the name of the ocean you just said?
Shiro, Milk Ocean. Who resides on Milk Ocean? Anyone?
Vishnu Mataji.
Vishnu.
Which Vishnu Mataji?
Gabodara.
No, Garbhotaka Sai Vishnu on Garbhotaka Ocean. Karanataka Sai Vishnu on Karana Ocean. So who is on Shiro Ocean?
Shiro
Say that again, Mataji.
Shiro Karans.
Shiro Dakasai Vishnu. He also resides in our heart as Paramatma. So please write it down. As you write it down, you all will remember. Okay, then keep saying it out. Then I know it's a bit difficult with the K, S, I and everything, but you will get it. Okay, no problem. Okay, can we have somebody to read this one? Have I mentioned the name already? Prema Mataji, sudah sampai rumah?
Yes, Mataji. Sudah.
Okay, Mataji.
Mandi saja belum, sorry.
Tak apa. Purify your
Okay,
internal.
Yeah. When the personality of Kali understood that the king was willing to kill him, he at once abandoned the dress of a king and, under pressure of fear, completely surrendered to him, bowing his head. Maharaja Parikshit, who was qualified to accept surrender and worthy of being sung in history, did not kill the poor surrendered and fallen Kali, but smiled compassionately, for he was kind to the poor.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So, personality of Kali begged Maharaja Parikshit to spare him, and being a very kind king, the Maharaja Parikshit wanted to give him a chance. Okay, right? He wants to punish him. So this sing the glory that the Maharaja Parikshit was indeed a very kind person. So he started speaking as thus. Okay. Who else would like to read? Indra Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The king thus said, "We have inherited the fame of Arjuna. Therefore, since you have surrendered yourself with folded hands, you need not fear for your life. But you cannot remain in my kingdom, for you are the friend of irreligion."
Yes. So, of course, the king is very kind, all right, just like his forefathers. But he's very clear that personality of Kali cannot stay because he is the symbol of irreligion. Okay, so it's a very bad company to have. Okay, so what is his next instruction? Gunalan Prabhu, are you able to read? Anybody else who have not read yet?
Echo. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, there's an echo, Punita Mataji. Maybe you need to use a mic like mine. I used to have the echo problem last time. Yashoda Mai Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. The personality of Kali, thus being ordered by Maharaja Parikshit, began to tremble in fear. Seeing the king before him like Yamaraja, ready to kill him, Kali spoke to the king as follows. Therefore, O chief amongst the protectors of religion, please fix some place for me where I can live permanently under the protection of your government.
Okay, so remember earlier Maharaja Parikshit said, no, thank you Mataji, sorry. So he was saying, no, you cannot stay. You are the friend of irreligious principles. So you have to go. You got to keep going. So personality of Kali begged him, at least please give me some places for me to stay. You know, like that. That was his request. Okay, he will try to bargain. Okay, so let's see what Maharaja Parikshit said. Anybody? Sirisha Mataji, back to you.
Sure, Mataji. Maharaja Parikshit, thus being petitioned by the personality of Kali, gave him permission to reside in the places where gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter were performed.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this is in text 38, Bhagavatam. So we are still on Bhagavatam verses, right? So we are not going verse by verse, but we are taking the important ones to deliver the story. All right, so what are the 4 places? Gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter. So these are the places where Kali is allowed to reside. So where that means wherever these activities are being performed, okay, these symptoms of being the root causes for the quarrel will be present. This is what it means. Okay, so the symptoms, the influence of the age of Kali will be very dominant, prominent in these 4 places. All right, so this is why we are saying avoid these activities and we can reduce the effect of age of Kali. Okay, why these sins are dangerous? Okay, why are these sins dangerous? They make us identify with the body because all these are done ultimately to satisfy the bodily needs, right? Bodily wants, and cover us in ignorance. As you know, ignorance is the number what of the 3 modes of material nature?
Goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Is it the first, second, third?
Third, Mataji.
Yeah, third being the best or the worst?
Worst.
Yes, the worst mode of nature. All right, so let's discuss further on the impact of committing these sins. Okay, so the 4 characteristics of impure life: gambling, intoxication, animal slaughter, and illicit sex can kill the 4 pillars of religion. So this is what I have mentioned earlier. Now we're going to see which activity will kill which pillar. So again, who remembers what is the 4 pillars? Did anybody take down the 4 pillars? We covered in slides much earlier.
Meat eating.
Meat eating is the sinful activity. So now we are talking about the spiritual. Yes, austerity.
Austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness.
Austerity,
cleanliness,
Mm-hmm.
mercy,
Okay.
and truthfulness.
Wow, you got the sequence right, Mataji. You got a 7 psychic. All right, so in no sequence or ranking of importance, okay, so I just put it there and Mataji happened to say that in line. Okay, so austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. What is the last standing leg now?
Truthfulness.
Yes, truthfulness is standing now. All right, so in which yuga all 4 legs were flourishing? In which
Satya Yuga, Mataji?
Satya Yuga. Okay, very good. And as the age of Kali progresses, what are the 4 things that diminishing?
Age of quarrel.
Thank you, Tamari Mataji. What are the 4 things? Duration of life.
Mercy.
Mercy.
Memory.
Memory, very good.
Religious principle.
Yeah, moral or religious principle. Very good. Okay. What are the elements that are causing these sinful activities? Maybe you can give me 2 terms.
Intoxication,
gambling.
Why these are happening? What qualities are leading to these activities? We actually covered in one of the slokas in the translation.
self-pleasure, Mataji.
Okay, I think you are saying the lust, right? So there's one phrase, lust for woman. Before that, there was one term.
Women, irreligious form of what? Pride?
Yes, pride. Okay. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and intoxication.
Let's see, where was that? There. In the form of pride, lust for woman, and intoxication. Okay, very good. Okay, so these pillars, right? This is documented in Bhagavatam. Okay, text 24 in chapter 17. Okay, can we have somebody to read this?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I volunteer?
Yeah, can Mataji.
Should I read the Sanskrit, Mataji?
Can, I would love to.
Yeah, I love to. Okay. Tapa saucham daya satyam iti padaha krite kritaha adharmam saistrayo bhagna smaya sangha madaishtava. Translation. In the age of Satya, truthfulness, your 4 legs were established by the 4 principles of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But it appears that 3 of your legs are broken due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Mataji. So we did see this verse earlier, but why I brought it here back here is that I want you to see the word here, tapa, austerity. All right, saucham, cleanliness, daya, mercy, satyam, truthfulness. So if you were to refer, what are these 4 pillars and what are the meanings? So it is taken from Bhagavatam from here. Okay, so these are the things you might want to remember if you want to make reference again in the future. All right, so let's move on. Now we want to see what activity kills what, which pillar. Okay, so we're going to start with the pillar mercy. Who can tell which activity will kill the pillar of mercy?
Killing.
Yes, animal slaughter kills mercy. All right. Which activity kills truthfulness?
Lying, Mataji.
Okay. Among the 4 activities, right? Meat eating, slaughtering, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling. Yeah. So which kills truthfulness?
Drinking.
Gambling, Mataji?
Yes, gambling. Okay, this is Tamri Mataji. Yes, Tamri Mataji, you're getting there. We will cover the lying. Okay. So gambling kills truthfulness. Next, cleanliness. Cleanliness of mental and physical.
Drinking.
Intoxication.
Okay, so we are doing the elimination round here. So who says intoxication kills cleanliness?
Prostitution.
Institution.
Isan muktamad ke? Mau pakai talian hayat?
Prostitution.
Okay, so how? Who says intoxication? Okay, why don't we put in the chat? Let's see. Which activity kills cleanliness? Let's put in the pros. What is that, Mataji? Pros. Oh, pros. Okay, understand.
Habis tu.
Hey, Punita Mataji, Prema Mataji. Okay, drinking will be intoxication. Okay. All right. Okay. Come on. Keep it coming. I want to know. Because if I give it away everything, the next week sudah lupa.
Yeah, true.
Okay, lying comes under gambling, Mataji. Gambling causes somebody to lie and cheat. Therefore, it destroys truthfulness. So the war is between intoxication and prostitution or illicit sex. Which one kills cleanliness? I think somebody gave an explanation.
Illicit.
Mine is clouded, not cleaning law. Correct law. Okay, come on, we have 16 people here.
Wow.
I'm getting very few. Today sudah pecah rekod lah. Sama. So few, Mataji. What? I want to ask you all to open the camera. I want to see who's on the other side. Meat eating sudah cover on the first one, Mataji. It could be animal slaughter, meat eating, all that cover there. Okay, so I close the polling. So drum beat, drum roll. What kills cleanliness is illicit sex. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So finally, what is the pillar remaining that we have not covered?
Drinking, intoxication.
Okay. Kills which pillar?
Drinking.
Which is the remaining leg that we haven't covered here?
Austerity.
Yes. So intoxication kills austerity. Okay, so let that sink in. Try to write it down. You have different terms like animal slaughter, meat eating, all comes under one. Gambling, cheating, lying, all one. Illicit sex, prostitution, illicit connection, all that's one. Intoxication includes smoking, drinking, drugs, and all that. Okay. All right, so let's go in a little deeper. Let's see individually how these vices can bring disadvantages. Okay, is it clear? Can somebody read for us? Jagatis Mataji. So please pay attention to this description.
Wait, Mataji.
Yes,
My battery. Okay. The meat eating. Human beings should be non-violent. We have been given sufficient grains, fruits, milk, and vegetables, and there is no necessity to kill poor animals. Krishna consciousness devotees have given up meat and are very healthy, whereas people who are eating meat are still, despite their meat eating, subject to so many diseases and unhealthy conditions.
Okay, so these are the disadvantages of the first activity, sinful activity, meat eating or animal slaughter. Okay, thank you, Mataji. So next we go to gambling. Charana Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
You mean meat eating, isn't it? Now?
Done. Now gambling.
No, I cannot see them, Mataji.
Oh, cannot.
it's not.
Okay. Prema Papu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, under gambling, agitates the mind, induces lying or cheating.
Yes, I think somebody mentioned that earlier, right? See how the mind is clouded. Okay, but this is how we distinguish it. Okay, gambling, it causes you to cheat, to lie, even killing, right? So initially it agitates the mind, cause you restlessness, and then induce lying and cheating. So how one leads to another. So basically, if you group all the activity that's happening in this world, you boil it down, it comes to this. Okay, next one, illicit sex. Is it clear, Mataji? Is anybody would like to read? Rajina Mataji? Mataji is not there. Kana, because it's white, right? Okay, let me read that. Yeah. Vedic.
I can, Mataji.
Okay, can Mataji, please.
Illicit sex. Vedic principles. No sex outside marriage. Human society marriage distinguishes us from cats and dogs. All religions have a system of marriage to avoid illicit sex.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this is the importance of having something, a process called marriage. Okay, so the Vedic principles already dictated there should be no sex outside marriage. All right, human society has something called marriage to distinguish us from animals. Okay, in animal kingdom there is no such thing. All right, in human society we have this. All right, that is why all religion, okay, regardless what religion, they have a system of marriage. Why? Because they avoid illicit sex. Why? Because it brings trouble. All right, if not, there wouldn't be a common arrangement in all the religions, is it not? All right, so that is the disadvantages of being engaged in this activity. So the last one is intoxication. Gandhi Mataji. Can Prema Mataji.
Me.
Oh, okay. Sila.
Makes us forget things, makes us lose our good sense and intelligence. You may forget your problems, but they don't go away. When the intoxication wears off, they are back again. Takes away self-control. The intoxicants make us do foolish things that we regret later.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Very, very true, isn't it? It makes us forget things.
Yes, Mataji, 100% true.
Have you all had somebody who drinks and the next day they totally don't remember what they have said? Okay, with all respect, my dad will call me at night. He will talk all the lovey-dovey things. Next morning, my mom, when she brings up, did I call her? Did I call Kasthuri? So when he calls at night, I will just layan him only because I know he will not remember anything. All right. So but we are patient because they are our loved ones, right? But this is very, very true. I mean, I'm seeing it with my own eyes. This is happening, and I've been with my cousin. The same thing. Almost everybody, they cannot remember what they do, what they speak the next day. They won't, did I do that? Did I do this? They will ask that. It's so dangerous, isn't it? They will never know what are they doing. I mean, of course, in a closed door, it's safe. They say it's safe, but look at in a bigger scale, woman betterment and alcohol abuse. Alcohol itself is not bad, all right? The drug itself is not bad. When you're abusing it, then that's bad, all right? So make us lose our good sense and intelligence. This is also true. I have seen this. Okay, they cannot reason things. They become not sensible. All right. And then this is very much relatable. You may forget your problems, but they don't go away. So why they drink? Why they smoke? Because they want to get a immediate relief, a temporary relief. So you drink, and the next day, what do you get? Look for aspirin, headache medicine, lime juice, is it? Because you have, so you get hangover. So it takes away. Sorry, Mataji, somebody saying something?
Gunalan, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're saying something, Prabhu?
The worst is violence, beating up
Correct. Violence.
children.
Yes, the
And that's
picking of
the
violence.
worst.
And the best part is they get the sudden guts to do things. So the
They
sudden
become very much, and then go and fight around.
yeah, how that happens, we don't know, right? What happens?
They have
So
much courage.
yeah,
They
so
have the
that
Dutch courage because the alcohol is in the body.
yeah, so that gives them some rush, is it? So I don't know how chemically that
They
works.
lose their consciousness.
Prabhu, say that again, Prabhu, sorry.
Lose their consciousness because they are not they are not themselves.
So they become bipolar or they got multiple personality
They
disorder.
become very violent, and sometimes they just. And I've seen a lot of women who were beaten up, and by professionals, by doctors and all that, lawyers, not by small timers. Or the professionals are the worst.
Really? Wow. They should be more well thought, self-thought about this, isn't it?
They like to fight, and then they go to a pub and say, why are you looking at me? And fight again. I've been there.
Yeah, so they
I've seen
lose
it all.
the reasoning ability or they lose that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
And you become
they
very
actually
macho.
macho.
Become very macho. A coward will become a hero there.
Yeah, that's true, right? So it takes away self-control. The intoxicants make us do foolish things that we regret later. This is very true. Okay, so another thing we can add on is that it increases dependency on these substances. All right, you can't stay without drinking, you can't stay without smoking, you can't stay without drugs. Okay, even caffeine goes into that, unfortunately. All right. Okay, so that is why in Krishna conscious movement, we do not, apart from smoking, drinking, drugs, we also discourage taking caffeine. All right, we don't want to have any dependency on these substances. Okay, so look at these pictures. What can you see from here? Okay, what can you see from here?
Memory, Mataji. About memory.
Okay, it's not memory. It's about working hard to achieve something. Okay. So can you see this? Okay, let's go to the ancient stories first, right? So this is actually Hiranyakashipu. He was undergoing a severe austerity to get some nice boons from Lord Brahma. And this is a yogi. He's in tapa, because he wants to attain self-realization. So which means they have left their comfortable palace and houses. They are in the mountain and in forest or cave or whatsoever, okay, for a higher cause for them. Okay, they're sacrificing their current pleasures. They're giving up certain things to achieve something. Okay, now fast forward to our current world. This girl is studying. We are also studying. Okay, many of you are also studying. All right. So you give up your movie time and stuffs like that because you want to sit for your exams and doing your thesis and all. And then look at these working people. We are also working because we want to get our, reach our deadline, finish our project, to get our good promotions, stuff like that. So we sacrifice some pleasurable things in life to achieve something higher. So all this we are trying to do as sacrifice, certain things we are sacrificing to achieve some success. So you can see whether in spiritual life or in material life, we always find ourselves sacrificing something, not sacrificing, we are giving up something lower for something better. All right. So let us have somebody to read this for us, please. Kanti Mataji. Who else? I think I'm calling the same names again. Jaimani Mataji. No? All right. Anybody else?
Yes, Mataji, I can read.
Okay, sorry. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. For success in spiritual life or even one's material career, one needs to have the strength to give up some seemingly pleasurable things to attain a higher goal. Committing sins, especially taking intoxicants, robs us out of this strength.
Right. So especially, see, it's meant, thank you, Mataji. So it is said that especially taking intoxicants, because you're creating a dependency on something. Okay, if you don't have that, then you cannot function. So that is bad, right? So it drops off us the strength. So that is why in this if somebody is very serious about advancing in spiritual life, then you have to give up these 4 things. Okay, these are great impediments in your path. All right. So after that, you go into the regulatory principles of bhakti. So these are the basic that we have to give up. All right. Okay, so having said that, right, we are not here to establish the 4 pillars in the world like Kali was there. As long as Parikshit was there, Maharaja Parikshit was there, the Kali did not show its ugly face. Actually, what happened was that after the Kali was given these 4 places to reside, okay, the place of prostitution, animal slaughtering, gambling, and what's the other one again? Sorry, intoxication, gambling, meat eating, and illicit sex. Okay, so these are the 4 places the Kali was given the place to reside. And then Kali was actually not satisfied. He wanted to ask, can you give me one more place like that? All right, and then Maharaja Parikshit gave another place. Now, who has read Bhagavatam or read or heard about it can tell me what is the other place?
Me, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji? Yes.
It is supposed to be gold.
Yes, wherever there is gold, that Kali can go and reside there. That is the 5th thing. All right. So when Maharaja Parikshit left the world, the world started degrading again. Okay, there was a verse in Bhagavatam. It is said that after Maharaja Parikshit gave this personality of Kali these places to reside, that he actually re-established all the legs of religious principles. Okay, he actually re-established that. But what happened is that after Maharaja Parikshit left the world started degrading again in a very fast pace, and that 3 legs were gone again, and again the world is standing on one pillar, which is the truthfulness. Okay, right? So let's move on. Yeah. So yeah, having said that, right, we are not here to establish, we are not able to establish, we might not be able to re-establish all the lost legs around us, but what we can do is that we re-establish the 4 pillars in our lives by following this, or by giving up these 4 sinful activities. We give up intoxication, we are strengthening our pillar of austerity. We give up meat eating, we are strengthening our pillar of mercy. We give up illicit sex, we are strengthening our pillar of cleanliness. Of course, we are to hold on to the pillar of truthfulness. Okay, understand? So even the whole world is crumbling down around us, but our life has these 4 pillars, and we can do that. So we remember, people always say the change always starts with ourselves. Like, this is the change. This is the change that we want to do. This is something that you control in your life. And then we share with others. When other people started doing, and then the world will be a better place. Okay, so right now we only have past 5,000 plus years. Okay, and the world will be nice for the next 10,000 years only. After 10,000 years, there will be no single book of Prabhupada book will be available on this planet. All right, and until the end of 432,000 years, people have to suffer. All right, the world is not going to come to an end in a nearby future. We're going to have another 427,500 years to go. Okay, that's a long way to go. So we quickly want to wrap up our fortunate human being life and like to go back home very fast. All right. Okay. So who is a Brahmana? Okay, we also can be a Brahmana. Brahmana is not a birthright. It's a quality that we develop ourselves as we grow and learn. All right, Jagadish Mataji, we need to speed up.
Okay. Who is a Brahmana? This path is open to everyone. A Brahmana is one who is truthful and pure, tolerant and simple, full of knowledge and faith in God. He can control his mind and his senses also.
Okay, the one below the picture also, Mataji.
I need to close this because let me just close the, okay. one of the casualties of Brahmana one of the qualities of a Brahmana is that he is free from vice, bad habits, and can control his senses. Anyone can be a Brahmana by practicing a certain level of purity.
Yeah, so this is what I was saying. Thank you, Mataji. So we all can be a Brahmana because Brahmana means quality. That is why it's called Brahmanical qualities, not Brahmanical birth. All right. One can be a born Brahmana, but he can behave worse than a Sudra. One can be born as a Vaishya, but due to his association, his right association, right knowledge, he can be a Brahmana. Okay, this is quality. That's why Krishna didn't say Janma Karma. Okay, he says Guna Karma, qualities. All right, it's not Janma Karma. Janma means birth. This is Guna Karma. Guna means qualities. All right, so please try to remember that. Okay, by rendering devotional service to the Lord, everything becomes easy. Okay, it is mentioned here. See this. On the other hand, going to hell requires great endeavor. If one wants to go to hell by illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication, he must acquire so many things. What are they? So going to hell is not an easy thing. I think becoming devotee is much easier. Okay, why? To commit illicit sex, you need a lot of money to build the brothels, to visit the brothels, all right? To enjoy meat eating, you have to build slaughterhouses, okay? If you look at from the economic point of view, this I read many years ago, the amount of food and water used to feed the cows, the livestock, and the amount of meat they produce, you can use that to grow vegetable crops and feed many more people. All right, so the return on the ROI, the return on investment on this is much better if you do that to grow vegetable crops instead of building slaughterhouses. Okay, so what did Paul McCartney say? He said if slaughterhouses have glass walls, everybody will become vegetarian, isn't it? Okay, Mataji, see you. All right, so to get people to keep going to gambling, you need to build casinos and hotels, and it's not cheap. You have to bring a lot of money, and sometimes you lose everything. And we have heard that people are committing suicide from the Genting cliffs, right? Because they lose. For intoxication, you have to build breweries. All right, all these need a lot of money, effort, and time. Okay, can we have somebody read this? This is the concluding slide for the Kali topic. Okay. Prema Mataji. Who else, Mataji? Indra Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Clearly, therefore, if one wants to go to hell, he must endeavor very much. But if he wants to return home, back to Godhead, there is no difficult endeavor. To go back to Godhead, one may live alone anywhere, in any condition, and simply sit down, meditate upon the super soul, and chant, and hear about the Lord. Thus, there is no difficulty in approaching the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So remember the 4 pillars in our life. It is in our hands how we're going to re-establish them. Okay, so taking up devotion service much easier than taking up the vice activities and going to hell. All right. Okay, so Nectar of Holy Name. Okay, can we have somebody to read after this couple of reading slides and one Prabhupada video? If you do not have time, I will share that in the group. Okay. So anybody who like to volunteer?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Carry on.
Whether pure or impure, one should begin the chanting process which elevates one to purity. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further advised, Shubudhi Raya, begin chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and when your chanting is almost pure, all your sinful reactions will go away. After you chant perfectly, you will get shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Right, thank you, Mataji. So what we are doing now is Vaidhi Bhakti, means sadhana bhakti, devotional service by practice. We are practicing our bhakti so that when we go to Goloka, we can have a pure devotional service for Krishna. So that is why it is said that we need to become pure to go to Goloka and serve Krishna. All right, so we have to practice here, and then when we become pure, we can get shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay. So I hope everybody is repeating whatever we are learning to somebody somehow or other. Okay. Anybody would like to read this slide?
Shall I try?
Oh, got echo, Mataji. Do you have mic? Maybe next time you can bring your mic. Like this column.
I'm not at home.
Prema Papu Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The Krishna consciousness movement can save the world. Even those who are constantly engaged in sinful acts are all corrigible to the standard of perfect human beings if they take shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Jesus Christ and Muhammad, two powerful devotees of the Lord, have done tremendous service on behalf of the Lord on the surface of the globe. And from the version of Srila Sukadeva Goswami, it appears that instead of running a godless civilization in the present context of the world situation, if the leadership of world affairs is entrusted to the devotees of the Lord, for which a worldwide organization under the name and style of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness has already been started, then by the grace of the Almighty Lord, there can be a thorough change of heart in human beings all over the world, because the devotees of the Lord are able authorities to effect such a change by purifying the dust-worn minds of the people in general. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, so despite of all the arrangements and rehabilitations that the government is doing to eradicate some of these activities, the Krishna conscious, taking up Krishna consciousness will have a thorough change of heart. So when the change of heart happens, then all these vice activities will be stopped. All right, will be under control. All right. Okay, so that is this video, Srila Prabhupada's video. It's about 8 minutes. I understand it's already 9. So those who want to leave, you can leave. Those who want to stay and watch the video together, we can watch together. Okay, so I will just play it now. Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam. Yesterday we were discussing about the Kali Yuga, the most fallen age. People are most degraded. So there is, by calculation, that 75% irreligion and 25% religion in comparison to other ages. But this 25% religious life also will reduce. Before explaining this verse, I shall give you reference to some of the symptoms of this age. This is also explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 3rd chapter. What is that? We have not yet published, as I am reading reference. Arannato Rajabhischa Chanjasyan Lipiri. It is described in the 2nd chapter 12th canto, Srimad Bhagavad. Tatascha anudinang dharma satyam saucham chamadaya kalena bulina rajan nakhati ayur balam smriti. This description of the Kali Yuga is given in the Srimad Bhagavad. This is called Shastra. This Srimad Bhagavatam was written 5,000 years ago, when the Kali Yuga was to begin. Now, what will happen in future, everything is given there. Shastra means, therefore we accept Shastra. Trikalagga, the Shastrakar or the compiler of the Shastra must be liberated person, so that he can describe past, present and future. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find so many things which was told to be happening in future. Just like in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is mention of Lord Buddha's appearance. Similarly, there is mention of Lord Kalki's appearance. There is mention of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Although it was written 5,000 years ago. Trikalagga, they know what is past, present and future. So about the Kali Yuga discussing, Sukadeva Goswami is describing the chief symptoms of this age. The first symptom, he says, tatascha anudinam, with the progress of this age, Kali Yuga, dharma, religious principle, satyam, truthfulness, saucham, cleanliness, chama, forgiveness, daya, mercifulness, ayu, duration of life, balam, bodily strength, smriti, memory. Just count how many. Dharma, satyam, saucham, chama, daya. Ayu, balam, smriti. 8. These things will gradually reduce to nil. Almost nil. Now, as I told you, the Kali Yuga, there are other yugas, just like Satya Yuga. The duration of Satya Yuga was 1800,000 of years. And the human being was living in that age for 100,000 of years. 100,000 of years. The next age, the duration of that age, 1,200,000 of years, and the people used to live for 1,000 years. Not 10,000 years. 10 times reduced. The next stage, the Aparaju, again 10 times reduced. Still they used to live for 1,000 years. And the duration of the age was 800,000 of years. Now the next stage, this Kali Yuga, the limit is 100 years. We can live at most up to 100 years. We are not living 100 years. But still, the limit is 100 years. So the sea, Now, from 100 years, in India, the average age is about 35 years. In your country, they say 70 years. So it is reducing. And it will so reduce that if a man lives for 20 to 30 years, he will be considered grand old man in this age. So ayu, duration of life, will reduce. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Thank you everyone for staying. That's so nice of you all to stay. Okay, so thank you so much. Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Okay.
It was a wonderful class, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you
night,
for your
everyone.
association, for your sharings, for your reading next week.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hope
Thank
to
you,
see you
Mataji,
next week.
after so long. Yeah.
Yes, I did enjoy, though it was not so understandable, but I think
Oh
I could
dear.
relate it. Yeah, I could relate it. I could relate it. Don't
Okay,
worry.
that's
Thank you
good.
so much. See you. Bye.
Okay, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.